Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm going to be discussing with you now is about ousaune Dembele from Borussia Dortmund. I'm going to be discussing with you about Philippe Coutinho, and I'm going to be discussing with you about a couple of other things as well. Reports are breaking out now, I think significantly now, that Barcelona have had their second current bid now rejected for ousaune Dembele. Apparently, an £119 million bid has been rejected by Borussia Dortmund for ousaune Dembele, and it did suggest out that it was close. There was like hours away from completing the deal, but this second official bid has been rejected by Borussia Dortmund. 119 million has been rejected for Dembele, who is 20 years of age. But they said it was hours away, but he's on a 4-year contract with the club. He got purchased for £13 million from Rennes, so he only was on his debut season last season. Scored 10 goals and got 21 assists. We still know that the player is still suspended from training. And as I did say, there has been discussions going on between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund to try and get a deal finalised. They had a meeting to put a bid in, didn't satisfy Borussia Dortmund. They said it was nowhere near their expectations. And now currently a 119 million bid has been rejected as well. So I think that's two bids now that have been rejected. Initially, the other day of the week or whatever it was, it said initially a 90 million bid, or 100 million I think it was, had been accepted, but apparently Borussia Dortmund were recommending add-ons as part of the deal, probably for the way the player performs, how many goals he scores, etc, etc, and what I said. But now, Borussia Dortmund apparently are holding a price tag out now in the region of around about 140, 150 million pound for ousaune Dembele. And basically, Borussia Dortmund are basically saying Barcelona have to meet their demands, basically, or the player will not be sanctioned off. And this is what the director of Borussia Dortmund explained a couple of days ago. He would sanction the player off if he really does want to leave, because he is forcing the move, only if Barcelona are preparing to meet what Borussia Dortmund are demanding out for the player. And they said it could come to an agreement towards the end of the transfer window. Well, the transfer window is nearly shut. The director did say at one point, and Borussia Dortmund did say there was not close Barcelona to finalising the deal, because they were nowhere near their expectations. But the director did come out saying it was a 50-50 chance he would join Barcelona, would ousaune Dembele. And the director basically said, and the Barcelona director, you know, is still convinced that he can get the deal done for ousaune Dembele. He was convinced he could get the deal done for Coutinho. Coutinho doesn't look likely. It looks very, very unlikely now they're going to get Coutinho on the board. But you could understand with Barcelona, they've just had 119... Yeah. They've just had a £119 million bid rejected for ousaune Dembele, and he is trying to force the move. He does want to make the move, as it's all suggested, and there's been evidence that he wants to make the move. Probably wants to elevate to that higher level, does ousaune Dembele. He's at a good club, but for me, from my perspective, I'd maybe give him another year in Germany to see how he participates, because he only had one season in Germany's ousaune Dembele, but be interesting to see how he would participate in Spain. So I presume Barcelona will up the bid to what Borussia Dortmund are demanding, so they can make sure they can capture the young age talent. He's a high prospect, fantastic for France last season was ousaine Dembele, just like Mbappe. But I think money that's getting put out for a lot of players is absolutely insanity. You know, even including the youth players such as Mbappe, such as ousaine Dembele now, it's just absolutely scandalous. Teams, what they're putting out for players, you know, other teams what are offering for players. When they have one good season, they always, you know, judge them, and they always put big money out for them, and that's basically what football's all about. But anyway, we'll get into some breaking news now about Philippe Coutinho. Apparently now, Coutinho has basically come out and he's insisted he wants to have now furthermore discussions with Klopp and Liverpool in general. He wants to have discussions basically now, because the speculation that's been going on with him, basically wanting to make a move to Barcelona. Barcelona have wanted to get the current player on the board. Barcelona have wanted to get the current player on the board, but I think now Barcelona have accepted that they're not going to get Coutinho now, because of Liverpool standing so firm in this situation. But we know Borussia Dortmund are playing hardball now with ousaune Dembele as well. They're making Barcelona pay so much money for the player. But we know with the speculation around Coutinho, that Liverpool have stood firm all the way basically since the speculation started. But I think Coutinho's even accepted now. I think he does want to make the move to Barca, but I think he's going to have discussions now about totally clearing the whole speculation around him making a move to Barcelona. I think he accepts that he can't make the move because Liverpool are standing so firm regarding Coutinho, and I think he's set to be having more discussions with Klopp. But Coutinho did put a transfer request in last week, as I did say. He put a transfer request last week because he did want to make the move. But now we know discussions have been going on. We know Liverpool have rejected 3 bids now from Barcelona. They've rejected 72 and 89 and 114. There were talks that they were going to prepare to put a 4th bid in, probably between 140 and 150 million. That has not occurred, because I think Barcelona now have got their ideas on Dembele and getting a few other players in on the board for that replacement for Neymar. But I think they've accepted the defeat now that they have lost out on Philippe Coutinho. But we know the agent of Coutinho has been trying to get the deal finalised with Barcelona. Barcelona have gone to England trying to get the deal finalised. And we know I think Coutinho's still injured or he's recovering from injury. Was fantastic for Inter Milan. He's done fantastically well in his 4-year period with Liverpool. The Barcelona director was convinced this could still happen. He signed a 5-year contract back in January to Coutinho, and even his representatives have frustrated with this situation, but he's prepared to be having more discussions now with Klopp, basically just to clear the whole speculation that has been going on around, and I think he's accepted it, the player, and I think Barcelona have accepted they have lost out on pursuing Coutinho, and that looks like now it has come to a conclusion. But he's a very creative player. He's very good in the air, very good at driving forward, very skillful, very good player to watch. But I think Liverpool need number 9. I still think they need a couple of defenders as well, so they still need strength in the team. And I say when big money's thrown at you, it's hard not to reject, but Jurgen Klopp knows how much of an important player he is. They know Liverpool have only got Salah and another player, and they need to do more in this transfer window. They're sheer with lack of investment in the window, because we know where Liverpool's problems lies, and there's not long till the transfer window ends. But for me, it would have been beneficial if they would have sanctioned him off. They'd have got 150 million. That would have got them a striker. They'd have got them a good defender, but you know, Liverpool have stood firm, and the owners even come out and stood firm. They just made it clear they were not willing to accept any bids at all for Philippe Coutinho. So I think that has now come to a conclusion. But now Barcelona want to at least get one of these out of Dembele and Coutinho. The most favoured one is going to be Dembele, even though 190 million bids been rejected and turned down. But I think if they improve the offer Barcelona, it will happen. It will come to an agreement on that. But as I did say, you know, with Barcelona's frustration, you know, they're kind of frustrated at the moment, because I said since Neymar has left Barcelona, they've been pretty poor, to be honest. Yeah, they did have a result against Real Betis, but they got hammered against Real Madrid. But I think since Neymar's left, Barcelona have not been the current same team. I do like the way they play football. I've liked for years the way Barcelona play football, because they've had top quality players. They still have got good top quality players. You know, they've got Messi in there. You know, they've got Suarez, who's injured, I think, at the moment. They've got Iniesta in there, and that's what Barcelona was seeing Coutinho as a long-term replacement for Iniesta, and maybe looking to reunite with Suarez. But now it's not going to happen. But the long speculation now about this Lionel Messi situation, it hasn't been stemming from reports for quite a while. I think it's been like for the last 2, 3, 4 days it's been stemming, since now Manchester City have now literally found out that he's still, yes, he agreed a 4-year deal back in July, but he still hasn't signed that extension as yet. And I think Messi has quoted out he's unhappy. I think he's been unhappy since Neymar has left the club. But it's apparently last summer it said Pep Guardiola had been in discussions with Messi, maybe potentially making a move to the Premier League. That didn't currently materialise. And reports have broke out, he has got a 275 million release clause, and reports had broke out the other day actually. There has been negotiations going on. Manchester City had been discussions with the representatives of Lionel Messi over a potential move. So Pep Guardiola, he's looking to basically reunite with Lionel Messi after they had a fantastic bond and relationship together at Barcelona. Apparently no bid has been put in for the player just as yet, but he has got agreed a 4-year deal, but he still hasn't signed that extension as yet, as I did say. Iniesta still hasn't signed his extension. You've got Suarez that's still injured at Barcelona, and they have lost Neymar. So they will be frustrated at the moment that they've just had the ousaune Dembele bid rejected, and there's not long to the transfer window to go. So Barcelona need to make these signings fast and quick, so they can be competitive, be even more consistent and competitive. But with a Messi situation, as I said, City are looking apparently to activate the player's release clause, which is £275 million. Staggering amounts of money. Do I believe it will happen? No, because 1, Barcelona have lost Neymar. 2, Messi's one of their best players and he's been there basically over a decade. And 3, Barcelona know they've got problems, trying to get these replacements, with the Coutinho situation. So, to be honest, I don't think they will sanction him off. But I think Messi does feel unhappy at Barcelona now that Neymar's left. But we know he's a player. He's still one of the best players in the world. He's still got years ahead of him. It'd be interesting to see how he would participate in the Premier League. Would line on Messi, Look at his overall stats, just like Ronaldo, really. I think he's literally still slightly better than Ronaldo, but I think Ronaldo and Messi are the 2 best players in the world. You got Messi. Look at him. I can't remember how old the player is, but I think he's still got quite a few years ahead of him. He's won 29 trophies with Barcelona in his whole career, which is absolutely phenomenal. Is the all-time top goal scorer of Argentina. He's won 5 Ballon d'Ors. I think Ronaldo has won 4. In his whole career, I think he's scored 508 goals or something in 580 odd appearances. And in La Liga games, about 382, 383, he scored between 349 and 351 goals, which is absolutely amazing. So you can just tell he's the best player in the world. Is Lionel Messi's skill, the way he establishes to his game, the way he reads his game. To be honest, comparing Ronaldo and Messi is pretty hard, to be honest. I think you could say maybe could you say Ronaldo's faster, Messi's got better skill? Could you say Messi's faster, Ronaldo's got better skill? You couldn't really say, to be quite honest, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. But Manchester City have already spent a bucket loads of money in this transfer window. Don't forget, City could literally afford him because they are one of the richest clubs in the world. But they've already spent over £200 million with Manchester City. So I don't believe that Lionel Messi will go to Manchester City. Do you think there's any truth behind what's being said? Could it be actually a fake narrative? You don't know. But if there has been discussions going on, you don't know. It could potentially possibly happen. But it's just weird. He still hasn't signed that extension yet. The director is still, I think the Barcelona director is still convinced that he will sign this extension with Lionel Messi. The ex-director, I think he may be feared that he may make the move to Manchester City. Because they know they were fantastic together at Barcelona. So we shall see. We shall see what happens with that. And I did update you guys earlier on. I did forget to tell you. I did tell you actually. Is about 17-year-old Ryan Sessegnon from Fulham. Now we know we still need that creative winner. Whether it will materialise in this transfer window, I don't know, because it's coming to an halt now, this transfer window. Ryan Sessegnon, Fulham, 17 years of age, and we know he'd be a very good player because he can play anywhere on the left. He can play at the left back, he can play as a left midfielder, and we know that's the main part that Manchester United need to add depth and quality in there, because we know we've got Luke Shaw still out, we've got Ashley Young out, we've got Rojo out there, and as well. And I just think essentially that we need I think we need someone on the left, and I think we potentially need a left back as well, because with Ryan Sessegnon, though, absolutely fantastic player. He's only 17 years of age, risen up the ranks with Fulham, got himself into the first team. We know Tottenham have been interested in the player, Liverpool have been interested in the player. I think Fulham had rejected a 25 million bid from Tottenham before for the Ryan Sessegnon, but he is 17 years of age, as he just turned 17 years of age. 17 years of age, risen up the ranks fantastically well. As I said, he signed a 3-year deal with a professional deal, actually, a 3-year deal with Fulham did Ryan Sessegnon. He also he represented himself in the England under-19s, and his performances were fantastic. And for a young 17-year-old, you know, I think it was 29, 30 appearances in all competition last season, and he bagged 8 goals for Fulham, which is very, very, very impressive. You can just see he could become a high prospect. You could see he's got young age talent, and with his play, he's got good defensive distribution. He holds his line well, and he's very, very good attackively as well. He's got a good attacking spirit. He's good at driving forward. He's good at linking up play in the final third. So he would be absolutely fantastic. This Ryan Sessegnon, I would love him at Manchester United. I really, really would. Whether it will happen, I don't know, because we know Fulham are standing firm on this situation. We were basically prepared to maybe put £12 million in. This could basically include add-ons, which could add it up to £25, £27 million. But I think Fulham are standing firm, and they don't want to currently offload the player. Is he ready for the Premier League? In my opinion, I don't quite know, because I know he's performed and he has risen up the ranks, but he's only at Fulham, isn't he? He's only at Fulham. He's still only young, so maybe Fulham may want to give him at least another season to see how he performs, and then he may want to make a move to the Premier League or whatever, and elevate to that higher level. So it may not happen, but he's attracted interest for quite a few teams. But we know with Luke Shaw, I think obviously he's more highly experienced than Ryan Sessegnon, and he's at Manchester United. But we know Luke Shaw's received criticism last season, from Mourinho. We know he's still injury prone. Luke Shaw is older than Ryan Sessegnon, about 4 or 5 years older than Ryan Sessegnon. But you could say the same thing with Luke Shaw and Danny Rose, because we've interest in Danny Rose as well. Danny Rose is like Luke Shaw, injury prone. I think he's been injured since January as Danny Rose. Danny Rose is, I think, slightly older than Luke Shaw, but I do like Danny Rose. I really, really do like Danny Rose, but I don't think Tottenham will offload the player, as it did come before that he wasn't satisfied with the wages that he was currently getting, but yeah, Danny Rose would be good as well. But this young Ryan Sessegnon, he can play at left back, he can play as a left mid, which would be fantastic. And that's what Manchester United are urging for, because we're not getting nowhere with Perisic. We're getting nowhere. We've got nowhere with Bale, and they've now come to a conclusion, our pursuit of either of them players. So Ryan Sessegnon would be the real deal. If they might want him, we'll put on the table, they may consider it, but we'll see. Is there anything else to update you guys with today? So yes, guys, that's about it. Anyway, drop your comments, likes below, subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you think to the situation with ousaune Dembele and Borussia Dortmund rejecting £119 million. Drop your comments, likes below, subscribe. Chaz the boy Davenport as always. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.